Good morning, trade pros, and hello. It's Friday. Happy Friday to each and every one of you. It's Friday, June 29th, and this is our morning market update. My name is George Papazov, Trade Pro Academy. We got a few things to talk about today in our broadcast. I got dressed up for you guys today because we're celebrating Friday, and I have a meeting with the boss today. I'm gonna sit myself across the table and talk to myself. I'm gonna take one seat, then run across the table and take the other seat. Well, George, this week you traded a little bit out of the norm. I'm gonna run across the other side, sir. um, I'm gonna start this broadcast by being open with you guys. I was gonna save this for the trading room, but I haven't had the best week, and it's not done yet. So today I look to rebound and redeem myself. But I ran into a little bit of trouble. All right, so Monday I didn't trade because I was feeling really under the weather. Tuesday, I did poorly, very poorly. I hit my stop loss target for the day. I was gonna make a whole YouTube video on that, and I still might. But it for some reason it was challenging, and not that the market was more challenging than usual. I was making it more challenging on myself. I was getting in my own way. I had some trouble and difficulty sort of readjusting back after the Monday of not trading. This flu was kind of kicking my butt. But anyways, I'm back. I'm going to rebound. And this week, if I'm anything above flat, I'm happy. In fact, I'm above zero now for the week. So I've saved myself a red week, but it's nowhere near where it should be in terms of the opportunity that we had. All right, so there you have it. Sometimes you start out, you have the best of intentions, but you run into a little bit of difficulty. And I want to give you guys a message that it's okay. That's fine. It's not, you're not always going to be perfect, and don't hold yourself to that standard. Just do the best with what you have, stay positive, and keep forging ahead, because that's all you can do. The moment you start to feel sorry for yourself and get into a spiral of beating yourself up, you spiral down, and that becomes into fear for your next trade. You don't want to be going into trades with fear. You want to be going in with opportunity. So talk to yourself and give yourself a spiel. Get in the right mindset before you sit down. And if you're not in the right mindset, don't sit down at the computer. You don't have to. Okay, so that's all I want to tell you guys, and that's kind of my learning lesson for this week. And I just also want to let you know it happens. You run into stretches where you're going to do subpar. I had my week this week. All right, let's get started. Nike's up 9.2% on rebound of sales in North America, and Walgreens is getting absolutely peppered. WBA is a symbol, down 10% after Amazon announced that it's getting into the pharmacy business, the pharmaceutical business. All right, let's take a trip around the world very quickly. Grab your passports. Hopefully they're not expired. In Asia, Japan's up 0.2%. Hong Kong's up 1.6%. China up 2.2%. Nice bounce back in Asian equities, and India up 1.1% as well. So green across the board in Asian markets, the key markets. Not all, but just the key markets. In Europe at midday, we're seeing London up 0.7%, Paris up 1%, and Frankfurt up 1% as well. European Union has reached a migrant settlement or an agreement on how they're going to handle migrants, and the whole European Union was kind of fighting about this. Angela Merkel from Germany, Chancellor Angela Merkel's position was sort of at odds. They didn't know whether or not she was going to have a gig, she was going to be pressed out, and all that's been resolved. So the Euro's rebound that news. And overall, at this point, the market will take any optimism it could get to rally up a little bit. In the United States here, Dow Jones is up 0.4%, S&P's up 0.3%, Nasdaq's up 0.4% as well. So green across the board in U.S. equities. Also, crude oil down 0.1% after having almost a 3% rally yesterday. And currently, the pit session open on oil is not on the screen. I'll get back to you. I changed my setup a little bit, if you guys can notice in the background. So oil prices are holding gains, very firm, very fundamentally bullish market. I do think we're going to let off some late buyers from here. I'm going to pull back into the start of next week, but this week the momentum's on, and we're going to probably close this thing on highs. So swing highs, not all-time highs. All-time highs way up in the hundreds. All right, that's crude. Gold is flat, but holding around these 1250s, and Bitcoin up 0.6%, but it's now down below 6,000 a Bitcoin. And I was telling you guys, if it breaks 6,000, it's not a buying market. Wait for the next support below. In fact, you could even take a short on rallies on low volume and try to get this thing down to 4,400, because that's the next big key support. And I think we're headed down there in the Bitcoin sector. But watch out, because we might not. Right? It's a thought, it's an idea, but it's not a crystal globe. And somebody asked me in the comment section on YouTube, I wish I could remember their name. I'm usually good at remembering that kind of stuff. But they asked, how do you know that it's topping out? And you don't, all right? I got almost, what is it? I started trading in 2001. So there's a lot of experience when I look at this stuff. But at the end of the day, the one thing you need to know is that nobody knows anything about the market. Nobody knows where it's going to go because the market itself doesn't know where it's going to go. It's a living, breathing thing. All right. That's like me asking you, where are you going to be in 5 years? You can have a plan. That don't mean that plan is going to be what actually ends up happening. You can have desire, wishes. All right. That's the same thing with trading. It doesn't matter where the price is going. You got to be on board with the momentum to make the money. All right. This morning, we're going to get Chicago PMI at 9:45, 10 a.m. top of the hour consumer sentiment, 1 p.m. Baker Hughes rig count. That's going to be an important report at 1 p.m. for crude oil. So around early afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern, look for that. It's going to cause a lot of volatility in the market. All right, some volatility in equities. Speaking of volatility, there was a report that Donald Trump was going to withdraw from the World Trade Organization, WTO. Markets got hit on that report that was circulated around trading desks around the world. But Steve Mnuchin came to the rescue and said, it's false news, fake news. And the markets rebounded promptly from that. All right, supported by higher oil prices, the Eurozone inflation has edged up to 2% in June for the first time in more than a year. It's hit the 2% target. All right, that inflation acceleration is helping the ECB get a little more hawkish. The European Central Bank at this moment is currently still stimulating the market. They're buying bonds from the market. So they get the bonds and they put cash into the system. So they're kind of helping prime the wheel still. They're greasing the wheel so it spins. But with these kind of numbers with strong inflation, and that's also on the back of higher oil, by the way, higher oil prices tend to tick inflation up. And it pushes Federal Reserves across the world, central banks to raise interest rates. So Europe's in an area right now where they're getting the inflation. The employment's pretty decent. They're looking at some point of not only they've stopped the bond buying program, but they're looking at starting to raise rates. And on this anticipation, the euro has absolutely skyrocketed. All right, inflation, the eurozone was just 1.3% at the beginning of the year. So we had a 0.7% rally on an annualized basis since then. There's a significant bump in inflation. All right, so the ECB, that puts them a little bit more hawkish. That puts the euro a little bit more lucrative against other currencies, and that's why it's going up. That's why traders are bidding it higher. In addition to that, it's also the migration, the issue with the Eurozone where they came to an agreement. That's putting some positive sentiment. Canada's got a birthday this Monday coming up. So happy birthday to Canada, the 151st birthday. I'm older than that. Just kidding. And Justin Trudeau is at implementing $19.4 billion worth of U.S. import tariffs. And that's going to include metals, whiskeys, mustard, toilet paper. Oh, we're going to use leaves now? Toilet paper, washing machines, motorboats, and maple syrup. Those Canadians and that maple syrup, I tell you. That's in response to American ties with Canada and some of the tariffs they put on aluminum. So Justin Trudeau is looking to announce that at some point today against the U.S. It's not going to be a massive mover, but watch the U.S. dollar, Canadian dollar pair. That's going to have some volatility in it. I would expect that to be somewhat bearish, the Canadian dollar. So that's what we got in today's market. Nothing huge, nothing major, but we're going to get some end of week volatility. That's to be expected. I got a sense that today's market's going to want to climb out of the hole a little bit more. We're going to want to rally upward. We're going to start by buying dips. And this is the one thing that infuriated me the other day when I was doing some of that. It didn't infuriate me. It was just kind of, it stuck out to me every single day in our morning market updates. What I had said happened in that sense. If I said I'm going to start buying rallies or buying dips rather, or selling rallies, it ended up happening. It's just I didn't trade it well. So today I'm looking for the upside on the open. I'm going to see if there's any early morning weakness that could be absorbed by buyers. I'm going to get on board on the long side. From there, I'm going to get long onto dips, into support levels. We're going to turn around in a moment, draw the support levels out, and set up our first trade with our TRADEPRO room, our subscribers. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to go out there and conquer the market. I got a feeling today they're going to want to push this thing and close it on the highs of the session. So how we get to that high of the session, I don't know, but I do know there's a little bit of bullish sentiment and some positive and optimism being priced into the market, and some late shorts from this week getting squeezed out. That's what I'm looking for. You guys have yourselves a great day. I want to wish you and your families an awesome weekend. We got some great video content coming out Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, and then Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern as well. We'll put that out there. And yeah, have yourselves a great weekend. Be careful, be safe out there. Enjoy your time. To my Canadian friends, happy Canada Day. I hope you're doing something great for the long weekend, because I know where I'll be on Monday. I'm not in the cottage patio drinking. I'll be right here in this chair doing another morning market update because the U.S. markets are open. However, next week, Tuesday is going to be reduced volatility. Wednesday is closed in the United States. So that's going to be our holiday next week. Reduced week next week. So prepare for some more chop summer type market action. All right. You guys have yourselves a great day, great weekend. I invite you to join us in our trading room. We trade daily from 9 to 11 a.m. with all of our Day Trader Pro and Elite subscribers. And it's an awesome environment. All right. And it comes with a 14-day money back guarantee. If you don't like it, I don't like keeping your money. I'll give it back to you if you don't like it. So it's worth a shot. You guys take care. All the best. I've said enough. I'm going to do my patented chair spin while I look at you. New Drake album's out as well. Our boy from Toronto is supporting the Toronto. Bye, guys. That's really all I can think of. Supporting the Toronto. Trade Pros. Thank you, Marky. Trade Pros, how are you guys holding out this morning? You ready for a colossal end to the week? Let's get in here and draw some levels. I'm going to talk to you about how I changed my setup a little bit and what edge that's going to